Hello, everybody. I'm just reading really quickly who all is here. Thank you for being here. I want anybody, please, in the chat could double check to make sure that the QR code I have set up does redirect to Mike's GoFundMe. I would super appreciate that if you could do that. Thank you very much. I forgot to set myself up before I got here. Ooh, I got 10 new subs today. You'd think I was buying them. Oh, that's the only reference I'm going to make right now about that. Okay, so let's go to my homepage here. Oh my God, get it together, Tiff. Would you guys be surprised if I started a stream totally prepared? Let's go to my homepage. Hi, that's my voice. Okay. Okay. Anywho, if anybody could check to make sure that that QR code is working, I would super appreciate it. It's supposed to direct you to Mike's GoFundMe. I just found out that I can do that. So thank you. If you could check it out and make sure it works, I would super appreciate it. I chopped off my hair today because it was annoying me by myself. No professional assistance. So there. I do need professional assistance with my hair, but I just got sick of waiting. Oh, thank you. User QQ73. Let's get it right. 73HXRYBY. I do like the last part of that. Okay. So, thank you guys very, very much. Hello, Jen. Hello, Auntie M. Hello, Minnie T. Hello, Ms. Wings. Hello, Becca Has Thoughts. Everybody, thank you. I always want to say this wrong. Allie Firecat. There. I don't know why. Rob, hello. Hello, Llama. I saw everybody. Oh my gosh. Hi. Teresa's here. Everybody's here. Hello. Okay. So I did invite some special guests to join me very, very last minute. So hopefully they're able to come in and scream at the internet with me. I don't know what else to say about it. Teresa says, you didn't hire a coach? A hair coach? No, I didn't hire a hair coach. That just made me laugh. Okay. So, for obvious reasons. Yeah, so, well, okay. I don't even know where to start. I will tell you, I am not okay. I know I'm going out of order. This is how it is for me. And I just want to address this right off the top because I had somebody in my comments suggest anybody else besides me, which is fine. If you can find somebody covering all this boring stuff, go for it. I would love to know who they are. I would start watching them. But because I don't do follow-ups very often and I don't respond to comments and et cetera, et cetera. And that's true. I don't because I am sick. I have a disease that unfortunately dictates, and I hate it because I'm a very stubborn person, but it dictates what I can do and what I can't do and how often I can do what I want to do. And that's super frustrating for me. And I can imagine it's super frustrating for people who maybe want to listen to me. And I apologize for that, but there's literally nothing I can do about it. That is a fact of my life. Welcome to living in my skin, I guess. But I know a real disease, quite a few actually. I'm starting to collect them. All my specialists are in one building. But anyway, I do apologize. Like, I wish I could do updates more. I wish I felt better. And sometimes life just comes at you like you don't expect. Last week, I got my car back today. My AC went out in my car, my new car. It's not old, it's a new car. And they thought they fixed it, and they didn't fix it, and had to get it back to the dealership last week, and they've had it since Thursday. I got it back today, so almost a full week, but it's fixed. It's fixed. So that's a good thing. Oh, hello, IB0093, whose auction item is in the mail. It will be, it is on its way to you. It will be there when it gets there. Okay, so I don't know. Yeah, we need the AC. Oh my gosh, last week was rough. So with multiple sclerosis, heat is not good. I thought that it just kind of like made you feel worse, but my neurologist one time was like, "Oh no. It can actually cause a relapse. It can really cause some very, damaging things to happen in your body." So, yeah, not a fun time. Okay. So anyway, enough about me. My whole point of saying that was I know that I am going out of order, but I don't have a better way of doing it. I'm sorry. I wish I was as organized as everybody else. I like, okay, so the Padlet. I know I talk about the Padlet all the time, but you guys don't understand. They know that the team knows that I am, and I say team, all the best research team knows that I am doing a live tonight, and they make sure that the documents are on the Padlet that I need, and they are redacted, and I don't have to worry about that stuff, and it's amazing. Even then, I still can't get my act together and get out at least once a week. But anyway, um, I, I am going to cover today. I am going to cover. Thank you all. By the way, I am saying your kind words, and I do appreciate it. And yes, chronic illness sisters. It's rough out there, and I know a lot of people deal with a lot of the same things that I deal with, and autoimmune diseases and stuff. So ATB is the best. All the best is the best. I agree. But it's I don't like it. Obviously, but it's as an impatient person, it's super annoying. So anyway, I am going to read through Jan's response to our Queen Jennifer. I am forgetting, like, okay, I wanted to be all professional with Miss Jennifer Giamo, and I do respect her, so I don't want to pretend like I don't respect her, but I respect her so much that I just cannot ignore the Queen title. And I say this truly as somebody who is a deep nerd for these things. I respect people with a brain so much, and not even just a brain, but like just people who can call out something that everybody should see. And it's crazy. Like, she's just got these documents down, and she knows what's going on, and that takes a lot of intelligence to do and understand. And I just I don't know. I can't say it anymore. Besides, I just want to call her Queen Jennifer, so I'm going to. And that's that. I don't think it negates from her official capacity. I just, it's how I feel about her. Okay. So yeah, maybe he says, okay, I'm exhausted, so hopefully I can make it through the Owens nonsense. I'm telling you, there are some filings in this case that have happened where I'm like, I can only read so much because I felt my blood pressure rising reading it. And then Queen Jennifer comes back and says all the things that everybody knows. And it's really kind of, like I said, in the mega stream, it kind of just punches better when you see that the federal government catches on to the nonsense that we've been witnessing over time. And that's what it is. So anyway, again, I am going to go over the response that Jan filed today, I think it was today, yeah, filed today, and it's a debtor's reply to United States trustees' objection and Alliant Credit Union's objection to emergency motion to extend the automatic stay. So really quickly, for people who don't know, Ron and Jan filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. We know they filed for Chapter 13. We know that was dismissed. Now they filed for Chapter 11. I'm sure everybody's on, up to speed about that. But in that situation where you have filed another bankruptcy petition within a year of having a prior petition dismissed without success, your protections that come with bankruptcy filings are limited the second time around, basically. So normally when you file a bankruptcy petition, you get what's called an automatic stay, wherein your creditors cannot come after you until specific tasks happen in that case, until the court allows them to, basically. And it's called an automatic stay. But when you have a subsequent filing to a dismissed case, the automatic stay is limited to 30 days. And it's to prevent or restrict abuse. And the idea is that it would not prejudice creditors, by giving borrowers basically unlimited timelines to keep filing and having these benefits, right? And filing frivolous cases that don't have any merit or good faith. So that being said, Ron and Jan filed this Chapter 11 bankruptcy petition. It is a piece of shit. There's no better way to describe it. It's lacking. It's incorrect. It's wrong. It's comical, really. So they filed this petition because they filed it May 22nd of 2026, and they filed it because, I don't know, did I do a video on the initial filing? No, I don't even remember. My brain is fried. But anyway, they I feel like I did say this stuff, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. Get over it. They filed this Chapter 11 on May 22nd of this year. Their foreclosure auction sale was scheduled for May 26th, which was the Tuesday after Memorial Day. And they did that to stop the foreclosure, right? Like, Bruce, get in here. I'm dying. So they did, they succeeded. So it stopped the foreclosure auction from happening that following Tuesday. But again, it only gave them a 30-day window to kind of settle up what needed to be settled up in order for their plan, their Chapter 11 plan, which would be very similar to a Chapter 13 plan. It's just kind of organized a little differently. And I should say that it's, what's the best way to, it's administrated a little differently. I did do it. I swear I did a video on this, right? An introduction. Anyway, I did, because now I remember the video. I already made the thumbnail. I did. I'm so dumb. It's fine. It's fine. I swear we're going to get through this. Let's stop for a second, talk about comments. Okay, so Timmy the dog asked, Tiff, have you ever seen anything like this in your career? Yeah, there's wild stuff that happens. It's funny. I'll get into a rant about it in when we go through the document. I didn't make it all the way through, so I don't even know what insanity lies within. But people will do some pretty insane things and outlandish things to to stop a foreclosure from happening or attempt to stop a foreclosure from happening. They used to have, before it became a big deal, and enough so that they had to like set policy to stop it. Sovereign citizens would file these UCC documents, claiming, like, I think it was like a $10 billion lien on the property. And they thought that it was a way of getting the lender to not be able to foreclose. And what happened is, like, underwriters, insurance underwriters for title all got, on the same page and said, no, we're not insuring that. Like, we're dismissing it. It doesn't apply. It doesn't affect the property. And then recorder's offices used to be, we would say you could record anything, including a ham sandwich. But you can no longer just record anything against a property. They do have some checklists that they have to follow now because people were trying some pretty crazy things. Anyway, also, okay, you guys. So, Llama says, I can't wait for a TIF rant. I haven't revisited, but I am going to, because I have avoided the bricks minifigs thing. But they did a video on it, and if Ahmad could put a link to their channel, I'd appreciate it. This is fun for you, right? You guys swear it's fun for you. I don't know why. Anyway, I might get into that case. It looks a little interesting to me. I might have a different opinion, I think, than some people, but yeah, it's an interesting. The video I watched was like interesting for not the reasons you would think. So anyway, the question real quick. Yes, actually, I'm glad you asked this. So Fid5099 says, why did the bank withdraw their objection? So two things I want to address about that real quick. I probably won't even go into, I don't know if it's part of the whole document, if they're merging all their arguments together, or if she addresses them separately. But I do not know for a fact, but I think that they withdrew their objection because I don't think they're actually supposed to be representing the lender, the HELOC lender on this case. And I think that because I think it's even the same law firm that represented the HELOC in the first case, filed a notice of appearance today, and then that withdrawal of the objection was filed. So I think it's a paperwork clarification error. I think the wrong bank filed. I think the wrong attorney's office filed the objection on behalf of that lender. And thank God, where's this here? Hold on a minute. Whoo! Hello.
Oh no, what's going on? That's
God.
Bad news if somebody says that I need to be there.
My brain is not functioning today.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I was just explaining why I think that the one lender filed a withdrawal of their objection to the automatic stay, and I think it's because they were technically not supposed to be representing the HELOC lender. So yeah, because a different law office filed an appearance, and then we saw the prior law office withdraw their objection. I think they'll probably also file a withdrawal.
Okay. Now, I know I'm late, but have you shared these documents yet on screen?
No,
or
not yet.
So I'm just going by memory. I remember one company said, we object to the extension the way Jennifer Giammo objected, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I saw another one that was just like one page that said, we're dipping out. And that's what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that they filed that in error because I don't think they're actually representing the HELOC. I do think they are representing the first mortgage lender because it is who was representing the first mortgage lender. I think it's a paperwork mistake is what I think between law offices and foreclosure firms.
You mean you think they're part of the company that filed the first one, the objection?
Yeah, I think the attorney's office that filed the objection
Mhm.
is the attorney actually for the first mortgage lender, and they filed the objection on behalf of the second mortgage
Yeah.
lender by accident. That's what
Oh,
I think happened.
oh boy. Yeah,
I
these
don't
can get
know.
these things can get complicated, even if you have a large company. And a lot of times these banks, like if you remember Laura was in her teleconference talking about E-Trade, right? And she's like, "Well, is it Morgan Stanley?" Well, Morgan Stanley bought E-Trade, so now suddenly you've got Morgan Stanley people and you have E-Trade people, and they might both be trying to do the same thing at the same time and not know who should be doing it.
Yes, and that happens a lot in the foreclosure world because, I should say in loss mitigation, because it's very much it's parsed out. All the tasks are parsed out to different companies, and some of them have relationships with each others and some don't, and it's a whole ordeal. And a lot of work is duplicated even in the individual tasks because they think they're allowed to do certain things that they're not allowed to do. It's a whole thing. So I really do. I think that withdrawal of objection um just constitutes
Mhm,
a paperwork error. I don't think the lender's actually withdrawing its objection. I
mhm,
still think I still think they should be allowed to because it's an emergent. I don't know, but I think they should be allowed to make argument because the hearing was an emergency hearing filed, very quickly or
mhm.
scheduled very quickly. So I feel like timelines should be
Yeah, and
forgiven
that's
a little
happening
bit in that.
tomorrow? Is that
Yeah,
right?
it's happening
Tomorrow?
tomorrow at 10:30
Okay.
AM. So Patrick says he'll be able to join us too shortly. So that's awesome.
Mm.
But he can't stay very long, which is fine. So yeah, I had not shown. Let me show the document. Share screen. I think it's this one, right? Yeah. Okay. Do this. Okay. So yeah. What I was explaining is that I haven't had a lot of time to go live and go over things. So unfortunately, I'm doing this a little backwards with going over the document that Jan filed today.
I
Um,
know, right? The
y-
going over the objection
yeah,
to the postponement was so interesting, it made me wanna go back and read the preceding documents again.
yeah, same. I kept like stopping and going back to where I did not get through the full document because I also had to feed myself. So I didn't make it all the way through. So we'll see how far I get through it tonight because I know it's going to anger me. It already has angered me. Um, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can. Can I fix? Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can fix how we are set up on the screen, but I don't think we can. Oh,
I think we kinda have these 2 options on the bottom or
yeah,
on the side.
yeah. I'll just leave it. I have the QR code up there for Mike's GoFundMe, just because I found out I can do that. So,
Right on.
yeah. Anyway, I wanted it. My most important thing is to be able to see this document because for some reason today I'm also like half blind. I don't know why. That happens. My body is a fun place to live in some days. Okay, so mm, Elizabeth Ann Naylor and Ronald Stephen Owens are filing their debtor's reply to United States trustees' objection and Alliant Credit Union's objection to emergency motion to extend automatic stay. Debtors in possession. So, like throughout, I already got annoyed actually reading it throughout the whole document. Jan just constantly keeps repeating her name. So I'm most likely just going to skip over that and say debtors because I don't want to say her whole name. Debtors appearing pro se hereby submit this reply to the objection and respectfully show the following memorandum of points and authorities. That's funny. I don't know that they actually. Okay, I don't think they actually cover that. Oh, anyway, the schedule discrepancies identified in the United States and the UST's objection share a common explanation. An emergency skeleton petition filed without counsel on the morning of May 22, 2026, a Friday. I don't know why that's important. After the attorney who had been working with debtors to prepare the filing and was scheduled to file it that morning informed them he was unable to proceed. Wow, run-on sentence much? With Monday, should say being a court holiday and the foreclosure sale scheduled for the morning of Tuesday, May 26th, debtors had no choice but to file the skeleton petition themselves that Friday or lose their home permanently. Actually, so I'm going to stop right there because they did have options. Let's talk about that for a second. First of all, I want to know about this mysterious attorney. How much were they paid? Because if it's the attorney that was paid $100 to consult, that's not enough for the first 10 minutes of a Chapter 11 consultation. But anyway, when were they paid?
Did we ever see any motion work from this attorney?
No.
Were they ever on a call, one of these teleconference calls?
No, because this attorney is new. This isn't the same attorney as our Chapter 13 attorney.
But they're saying the attorney was unable to proceed.
Right.
So why is that?
That's my question too. Why were they unable to proceed?
Oh.
And why did they wait till the last minute if they had been working on this case since March? Because in her filing, her original filing requesting the automatic stay, she stated that she had been working with this attorney since March. I don't think that working with someone for 2 months and still not having everything together makes sense, especially after just having your previous case dismissed. I mean, a lot of the information has not changed. It's nonsensical. That's all. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, hey, who's here? Hi, Tony Marie. Just want to say hellos. Jupiter Janes, hello. Skeleton. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk about the skeleton thing for a minute. So I talked to Sourdough Reen, and so when you file a skeleton petition, it's typically like you file an affidavit stating, like a declaration stating that this is a skeleton petition. You're filing it on an emergency basis. You don't file your schedules with it. And then you have to file everything within the 14 days. So Jan keeps calling it a skeleton petition, but it's really not. And you can't file everything half-assed and then just call it skeleton, right? Like,
I mean, is this idea of a skeleton petition to just get a process moving along, is this something normal?
I don't know. That's a great question. Probably not.
Like, is it okay?
It's probably okay. I mean, there's a process for it, so it must be okay. But I don't know that it's frequent, right? Because otherwise everybody would just do it that way. But like we saw in Ron and Jan's first filing, an attorney helped them, and so all the documents, while they did have what I believe to be missing information and what we later found out to be some incorrect information, it was overall complete, right? Especially comparing it to like Laura's filing and other filings that we've seen in different cases. And all the schedules were filed. Like, this is just a bad filing, in my opinion. And then an attempt to clean it up by calling it a skeleton. after the fact, right? It's like saying you're pregnant with twins in November and then later saying that you actually passed 2 sacks in July.
Mm.
You actually didn't have twins in your belly.
Because of
So
the inconsistency.
right.
So what you're saying is, well, I could do the filing and try to have it all filled out, I's dotted and T's crossed, and it's all done. Or I could do a skeleton, which is just like it doesn't even have anything, but what it does have is consistent and coherent. Or you could do what they did, which is file a skeleton, and it still has things that are incoherent and inconsistent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like your skeleton is just supposed to be basically a notification that you intend to file all the documents in the time frame. And it's a short time frame for obvious reasons because they don't want to let you hang on forever just filing bare bones, right? But oh, Doreen, thank you. Okay. Howard Doreen says skeleton petitions are normal. We always try to file them with everything ready, but sometimes it's not possible. In a skeleton filing, the petition, thank you, gets filed and the mailing list and another doc. I think she called that the declaration, where you kind of identify it as a skeleton. See, she told me that stuff and I still repeated it incorrectly. But yeah, so that's good to know. Right. But like with this, we saw all of their schedules were filed, but they were wrong and missing information. And I don't think you're allowed, again, not an expert, but I don't think you're allowed to like just file something incorrectly like that and then later say, well, I'm not done yet. Because we didn't even clear it up in the 14 days. We filed a request to extend that 14 days. Then we filed a request to extend the automatic stay. Like we just need more time. Everything will be solved if we have more time to show you the real evidence of a twin pregnancy. So, yeah, okay. Anyway, hold on a minute. All right. Had to take care of something, sorry. So yeah, that's just my critique of it is that again, I think we're trying to retrofit the story to accommodate, like you said, the discrepancies.
Post hoc rationalization, yeah. The thing that strikes me with these filings is, or frustrates me, I guess, is the lack of explanation or information.
Mm-hmm.
So number
Right.
one, in terms of the numeric data, the financial data, if they've been planning to do, what did they start with? A 11 or a
13?
They start with a 13. Now we're on an 11. If they had started on a 13 and now we're on an 11, why isn't all this financial information just ready to roll, like ready to go? Like it,
Absolutely.
you're saying, well, this one lawyer couldn't proceed at the last second, but where's all the correct information that should have been aggregated previous to that?
Right.
And then there are these things like that lawyer can't proceed. Why not? There's no information in there as to why.
No.
Then later in the document, they talk about things like, well, we've retrofitted this house for, somebody with health conditions.
Mm-hmm.
What is that retrofitting? What did you do?
Yeah.
Because my understanding is you can go find condos and apartments and houses on the open market in the area that they're in that would also satisfy that requirement.
Yes.
So it's not like there's only one house on earth that can handle this guy's situation, right? Unless they explain
Correct.
it that way. I don't know, but they didn't bother to explain it. And they
But
didn't explain what they did to the house. Like, I just
Right.
bought this house in, what was it, November or September, whatever it was.
Yeah. Fall. I
October.
know that.
In the fall. I've put in a fence. I got a new water softener. I got the 100 amp upgraded to 200 amp. I have the receipts for all these things I've done to this house, and I've only been here like a few months. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah. And the thing that is like secondary to that, or maybe even primary to that, it doesn't even matter. Like, you could have completely modified this house so that a robot picks Ron up and carries him all over the place, right? And does whatever, he needs
Can I
all
get
day
one of those
long.
robots?
That doesn't stop the lender's ability to collect on its lien, and secure its asset.
Yeah.
I have seen combat veterans who were wounded in combat lose their home over a lender mistake because they didn't make their payments. And it was because the lender didn't, collect the taxes properly, and it caused their payment to jump, and they couldn't afford it, and they lost their house. And it's disgusting how certain situations happen. I have lots of horror stories about it in my many years of handling foreclosure files. It doesn't, having a disability and an accommodated home doesn't make you special. It doesn't make you exempt from paying back the mortgages that you took out on the house. And let's not forget that we wouldn't be in this situation had we not kept borrowing against the equity and pulling equity and cash from this home when we clearly couldn't afford to pay that money back. I mean, they defaulted on their first mortgage inside of a year, but it was more like 7 months. I think they started paying late, slow, and then just didn't pay at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if I just understand. So when you say they're putting these things in here, like, okay, we've retrofitted this house for these medical issues. We've got a daughter who lives here with potential medical issues. These, I don't know, to me, they're an appeal to emotion.
Yes.
Which, if there's a judge looking at something and that emotion is relevant, then that's fine. But like in this bankruptcy proceeding, is that relevant? Or are you saying it's just moot and they shouldn't have put it in here? Or
it's I'm going to take the QR screen off for a minute. So it's not, in my opinion, it's not relevant. It's not relevant. It's not relevant to the matter at hand. The loan is in default, right? And that needs to be corrected, or the asset needs to be secured. So again, I have seen much more egregious situations where homes were taken, foreclosed on, and really shouldn't have been. I've seen lenders lose money by foreclosing versus working with the borrower. Again, I have horror stories upon horror stories. Okay, I don't know. Give me a second. Sorry. I'm taking care of something. We're not going to be ridiculous in chat tonight, okay? Let's just not.
We're not?
We're not. I mean, we can be ridiculous, but let's not be rude or clickbait.
Oh, yeah, we don't need to.
Tiff, I've got a question for you.
Yes, please.
Well, hello, first of all.
Hello.
I'm tired of shit, so I'm off camera. So
Same.
Sue me.
How you doing, man?
No, don't, Laura. I'm not even talking to her. I'm not talking to anyone. This skeleton filing is.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that in the industry? Is that an industry term?
Yeah. And so you just missed when Sourdough Rain, who is my bankruptcy guru, came in and chimed in about it. And she said that they're actually common. They're a thing. And it's basically like a quick, what'd she say? It's the petition. And hold on, I'm going to go back to her comment, because again, she told me this and I still didn't it didn't solidify in my brain. She said, skeleton petitions are normal. We always try to file them with everything ready, but sometimes it's not possible. In a skeleton filing, the petition gets filed and the mailing list and another doc. And when we were talking earlier, she said the other doc is like a declaration stating, hey, this is a skeleton petition and any missing schedules will be filed within the 14-day timeline.
Which was missing from their filing.
Yeah, they did not file that declaration. So they did file all of their schedules, and therefore it wouldn't, from what I understand, wouldn't technically be a skeleton filing. It's just a bad one with bad information.
Like, you know, if they hadn't just filed Chapter 13, you could chalk it up to an honest mistake.
Yeah. You really could, especially from pro se debtors, right? But you know, there's information that was readily available. I mean, even just their creditor list alone. You know, Jan. All right, hold on a minute. Jan filed this. 1 second. Okay. Jan filed this notice saying, "Oh, here's the list of creditors. It was wrong. We forgot. Here's the correct mailing list." And she said, attached as I think it was 6-page document, and it was really a 3-page document, and it was missing, obviously, a lot of creditors because it wasn't long enough. And you could have literally just taken that from the previous filing and attached it and said, here's an attached creditors list from a case number filed, blah, 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 blah. Would have been fine. But so like in this case, in my opinion, not everybody is getting notified properly. So yeah.
Well, thank you for going over that again.
Sorry. No, I don't know if I even answered the question.
Skeleton filing, you got it.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay? Because I'm in a different room.
Yes, I can hear you. So the what we got into page 2. That's as far as I made it before I went on my first rant. So there's there's that. So Jan says that in this filing, she says, debtors had no choice but to file the skeleton position. That's why I got hung up. It's not skeleton themselves that Friday or lose their home permanently. And so I disagree with the no option or no choice, because she goes on and further into this document and in other documents and claims that there are RESPA violations and all kinds of things that the lenders are doing incorrectly. And I think that if that was the case, then she does have other options, but regardless. Hold on. Debtors disclosed this circumstance to the court in their motion to extend schedules deadline, which she calls the schedules motion, filed June 3rd, 2026, and currently pending before this court. Filed precisely because that last-minute withdrawal made a complete and accurate filing impossible, and because debtors needed time to retain new counsel to prepare amended schedules with the care and thoroughness the emergency filing could not achieve. Like, that's just word vomit, for real. Come on. That's just not true. But whatever. I'm not going to get hung up on every single sentence.
Needed a new one instead of 4 lines.
Well, and who was this attorney?
I don't know why. It's so weird when someone writes persuasively to the point where I'm like, I'm not persuaded.
Thank you.
I think the thing is, it's a lot of persuasive language that doesn't have a lot of information content in it.
I don't see a legal argument here.
So the signal to noise ratio is kind of low. It's kind of like a Chat GPT kind of
right
verbosity here.
Definitely with the M dashes and the the threes. It's always the threes when there's anyway. Subject to they requested an extension to file accurate, complete amended schedules. Subject to the court's approval of that extension, complete, accurate, and verified amended. Why is it verified? It's always verified and documented with these people when nothing is actually verified or documented. Okay. Amended schedules will be filed by June 26th, correcting every discrepancy identified in the objection. That's funny to me, okay? Because we don't even have a new attorney yet, right? We don't even have a new attorney yet. So how do we know that? And without an attorney, how do you know that? How do you know that you can file everything you need by June 26th? I don't see how you know that without an attorney representing you and telling you you do have that information.
Well, I think they're saying that's the.
What's your intent?
I mean, did they pick the date, or did the date come from the?
No,
court?
They picked the date, but I think it was like a date they had. It had to. She picked 21 days. I don't know why she picked 21 days. But she picked when she requested that extension, she asked for 21 days. So June 26th would be 21 days from the prior due date.
Mm. The
funny thing is, all of the schedules are filed. So I'm not even sure that this motion needs attention or that it's still out there. But I mean, the court will tell her.
Wait, why do you say it doesn't need attention?
If you've already filed your schedules, right? If you've already filed your schedules, even if they're wrong, okay, they're wrong, but you've already filed them, then you don't need an extension to file them.
Well, you need an extension if you plan to file an amended schedule, correct?
I don't know that you do. Maybe.
In bankruptcy court? I mean, that's kind of how tax returns work, right? Like you say, I'm going to go file for an extension, and then later I'm going to file my real taxes.
Am I bugging, or are those dates the same date?
Yeah, it's the same date because she asked for the extension through June 26th. So she's saying, since I asked for it through that date, then that's the date they will be filed by that date.
Oh, you're right. It has this will be language because the first sentence to me is just like, I want an extension in order to get these things right. But then they say it will be, which is more of a guarantee, right? Like the first sentence is less of a guarantee. The second sentence is more of a guarantee.
Right. Well, because it says subject to the court's approval of that extension. I mean, I don't know what happens if, let's say the motion is still active and does apply, then I don't know. I don't know if they will approve it. What if they don't?
What are you talking about?
She filed a motion to extend her deadline because when you file a bankruptcy, yes, you have 14 days to file everything else that you're supposed to file, right? Like all of your documents have to be filed within 14 days, like your petition, your statement of financial affairs, your income, your debts, your credit, your income, whatever. Yeah, see, here we go.
Oh, so she wants an extension from that date because she's saying she was going to be able to make that date, but she can't now.
Right.
And she needs till the 26th.
Right.
And but then she will have everything done by the 26th.
So Sour Doreen says you don't need an extension to file amendments. They just need to be filed timely. That's what I was trying to spit out. She said it way better than me. So
she just filed more paper than she needed to.
Yeah. And when you file, as we're aware now, like when you file these documents, you're filing them under oath. So everything in them should be accurate to the best of your knowledge and belief. And then if you find out later that they're wrong, you should correct them, but you shouldn't knowingly file incorrect documents. Intending to correct them later, right? It's like filing bad tax returns.
It reads like a decent AI model response.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I think they have upped their game in the program they're using. I do think that.
Because it understands their position. Like it knows that it has to give the court something like in order to be persuasive.
Yeah.
So it makes that commitment. Whether or not they can actually honor that commitment,
Right. Okay. This is funny to me. So the filing was not made solely to address the pending foreclosure.
They said it twice.
Right. You literally said it was. But moving on. As stated under penalty of perjury in the joint declaration filed with the stay motion, debtors filed this Chapter 11 to reorganize their financial affairs and address obligations to all creditors, secured and unsecured, through a confirmed plan of reorganization, and to pursue a mortgage modification through the court's mortgage mediation program. The stay motion itself requests extension of the automatic stay as to all creditors, not merely as to the foreclosing lien holder. The reorganization purpose is comprehensive, documented, and sworn. Trifecta.
So, Tiff, what they're saying here is that they have good intentions, and you can't perjure someone on their intentions. So they're fine.
I don't know that the other motion did include all creditors. I could be wrong, because again, I have my brain has glitched reading some of the stuff that Jan writes, where I'm like, I can't finish it because I will scream. So I don't think she said all creditors. I don't also think that enhances your argument, because then you're prejudicing all creditors by not lifting the stay. But okay.
These EM dashes, and then someone in chat is mentioning the triplets of
the
nouns
trifecta.
or triplets of nouns or adjectives, right?
Yep.
And this actually is a psychological thing. It works in like comedy, right? You're doing a bit and you do like two mundane things and then a funny thing.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a car, an airplane, and a winged manatee. And then everybody's like, a winged manatee. Yeah.
Comprehensive, documented, and sworn. What's sworn mean in that context?
You want to know a nerdy legal thing I just figured out?
Yes.
So Clayton is involved in this because of the attorney's fees. And so I went down like an AI rabbit hole in my head. And you know how conversations with AI, like between pro se and AI, are not privileged, so they can be disclosed.
Mm-hmm.
So if this could actually go away where they're able to, oh no, Clayton's not involved in Jan and Ron. Nope, I lied. But I was thinking that Clayton would have subpoena power over Laura, which would be awesome.
How did we get there? Laura's not a debtor in this filing, correct?
Correct.
Right, no. But we could get the smoking gun evidence on Jan and Clayton. But
right.
What?
Well, and I don't know that she's.
Wow.
Did they have fake twins?
I don't know that she won't be making an appearance somewhere in here in some format, because where is their money going if not towards their debts and their mortgage?
It's so much money that's not going to the mortgage.
Well, right. But
in the mortgage alone, then, if they haven't paid any creditors in the last year, then they've just lived off of $200K.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know that they're savvy or smart enough to save that money. I mean, they've not been good with money so far. So I think I added up, it was like over $1 million in a 2-year period that they had come into, whether it was drawing equity or taking, like, whatever it was, however they got it. And there's nothing to show for it.
1 year of their mortgage payments could pay off of someone's house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With all the payments and the fees, right? Yeah. I mean, it's wild.
They buy a house a year.
Right. With one
HELOC, with multiple HELOCs.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, their HELOC alone it started out at $1,600 a month, interest only, by the way. So think of that. Just their HELOC.
That's like a used car a month.
It's insane.
I just choked on my water.
I mean, this whole thing needs financial planning oversight. Like, well, it needs it whenever. I mean, 20, 30, whatever years
yet,
ago.
Bruce, and yet,
whenever
the
Ron
reason they
Owens.
choose Chapter 11 is because it has less oversight.
Oh no.
Yeah, except for our queen.
Yeah. Well, I
on
mean,
but we had
Ms. Giammo will make sure the process goes smoothly, right? That they
yes,
don't
I do
take
believe that.
advantage of any processes or anything.
Yeah.
Now,
And that's it, right?
yeah. Can you explain like some of the major first order differences between the 13 chapter and the 11 chapter?
So the way I've been explaining it is that, like, okay, so chapter 7 is not applicable for Ron and Jan, number one, because they're behind on their mortgage and they want to keep their house. And they also make too much money. And chapter 13 is not really applicable to them anymore because they're, and there's question as to whether it really ever was, because they have too much debt. Their debt level is too high. So chapter 11 is really kind of like they're, in my opinion and the opinion of some others, their only real option for an actual reorganization plan. And it is similar to a 13 in that individuals can file for it, and you do come up with a plan where you make payments towards your debt. But it's extremely complex. Like, that's the best way I can really superficially cover it. It's very complex because there are lots of different avenues, and I call them like little rivers from the mountain, right? Different ways it can go. And it is very dependent on the size of the estate. And this, in a chapter 11 format or terms, is a rather small estate, even though it's a lot of money for us normal people. It is actually a smaller chapter 11 filing. And so some of the things that would happen on a chapter 11 is like the creditors would create committees. Secured creditors and unsecured creditors would each create committees where they would review things that the debtor submits for repayment in their plan and vote on whether or not to accept those things. So there's so many different things I could go through about it on. But and chapter 12 is for farmers. I learned that on the fly. So yeah, their chapter 11 is very similar to 13, other than it's for larger amounts of debt. And so there is still a plan in play that comes into play. The mortgage lenders will have more say in whether or not the plan is accepted, in terms of whether or not the mortgage company has to agree to it or not. I think there's a severe misunderstanding on Jan's part about that, but I'll point it out in the document. But the lenders have an opportunity.
Now, if they start a new LLC growing cactuses, can they do bankruptcy under the farm one or no?
That would be funny. We definitely, because there isn't a horse round. We discussed this, right? We all, I think, we're on the same stream where we discussed what is a farm versus whether horses are.
What's a ranch? What's a farm?
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hold on one second. I don't even know if it's spelled
I remember the creditor hearing when the old guy was talking to her, and he's like, "Do you have any horses?" She's like, "No." And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, "Wait, so do you have horses?" And she's like, "Yeah, just 7."
Exactly.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Under oath, man.
Under oath. Yeah. And that's, I do want to give Miss Giammo's objection its due. I do want to give it some time on a stream because it is beautiful. But the fact that she called out Laura's testimony, I literally like squealed. I squealed when I read that part. And my husband was like, whoa. I'm like, and I read it to him because it was beautiful. Okay.
It deserves its own stream. That's right.
I said that in the beginning that I didn't really, I kind of am going to gloss over whatever Jan addresses with Alliant Credit Union's objection because it was withdrawn. Patrick, I don't know if you were in here when I said that. I think it was a paperwork error. I think that the wrong firm filed on behalf of the credit union, and that's why it was withdrawn. That's my opinion. I don't know for sure, but a second a law firm came in and filed an appearance on behalf of that credit union. Right after that happened, the law firm that had filed the objection on behalf of the credit union withdrew the objection. So I think that it was the wrong law firm.
Like the wrong debtor or the wrong debt financer.
Yeah. So I think that
who knows who's got what? Fuck.
Right. And I was saying that in the, in the default world, in mortgage default world, a lot of things are farmed out. A lot of tasks are farmed out, and it's not consistent. And there's a lot of duplicated work that happens. And I think this is one of those situations where the wrong law firm got maybe assigned and filed some paperwork, and then the lender realized they had the wrong law firm working for them and backwalked it. That's what I think may have happened. I have no proof of that other than I've seen it happen before, and I think that's what happened here.
That was the JP Morgan lender?
No, that was the Alliant Credit Union. Alliant Credit Union. So Tiffany and Bosco represented the first lender on the first bankruptcy and in the foreclosure case. Okay. They then filed, as soon as Jan and Ron filed this bankruptcy, Tiffany and Bosco, which is a law firm, filed a notice of appearance on behalf of Alliant Credit Union, who is the second mortgage company on this case. I think that was a mistake. I think they made a mistake because they filed that objection. And then today, a different law firm, the same law firm who was representing Alliant Credit Union in the Chapter 13, filed a notice of appearance in this case on behalf of Alliant Credit Union. And then right after that, Tiffany and Bosco withdrew their objection. So I don't know. That's just fine.
Why would the first position withdraw its objection?
It wasn't first position. They were filing that on behalf of the second position. That's why I think it was a mistake.
Got it.
The first position hasn't objected. And I don't know, with this hearing being an emergency hearing, if the timeline for objections is maybe more flexible, or like, I can't imagine the court would deny a creditor's ability to file an objection, even if it is late. Right?
I think it would get dismissed later.
Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, so Jan just says that they filed it late and 19 hours. Oh my God, you counted the hours. So debtors respectfully submit that it should not be considered. Anyway, whatever, Jan. Debtors also note for the court's consideration that the creditors whose interests are most directly and immediately affected by the automatic stay have not opposed its extension. U.S. Bank Trust Company. It's not how you say it. National Association, as trustee for Colt 2024-3 Mortgage Loan Trust, the holder of the first mortgage on debtors' primary residence, primary residence, and the party whose foreclosure sale is scheduled for July 28th, 2026. It's not technically scheduled, but we'll move past that. Is represented in this case by Robertson and Schutz and Schneed, which I think is true, which filed a notice of appearance on June 6th. Neither the trust nor its counsel of record has filed an objection to the stay extension.
Is that really a big deal, though? Because we already have an objection filed by
the trustee,
Jennifer Giamo, right?
Yeah.
So if they've seen that and they don't want to spend their time and energy and money filing something equivalent, why bother? Like, I don't need to go grocery shopping if somebody else already went grocery shopping, right? Like, I don't. Or
That's
is
a
it
good
like,
question, Patrick.
or, oh wait, where's
Go ahead.
So ask your question.
so-
I'm trying to understand what they're even arguing here. And this is a reply. So this
Yeah.
is a completely separate argument. So I'm like, I'm just getting whiplash.
It is a separate. Oh, good point. That is a separate argument. It's not even relative. You're correct.
Well, here, okay. I'll play devil's advocate against myself and say, if there's a bunch of creditors that are all trying to collect money from this bankruptcy or get money that they're owed, is it better for the process, or is it required for the process, that they all file things like objections to motion, objections to pushing things out, right? Or not? I don't know.
I was going to ask if the trustee, like piggybacking off of what Bruce said, if the trustee's office filed that objection, which clearly addresses a lot of things that are at issue, can the first lien holders legal counsel just show up at the hearing and make argument on, like, verbal argument?
Yeah, the judge's discretion, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I would feel like, especially if you had this quick hearing scheduling, a short timeline for filing written objections. I would think that then it's just fine for them to show up and make oral motion or argument. I shouldn't even say motion, argument. But Jan's argument here,
very first thing they would need to do is file an appearance. So you go right to the clerk's office, file that appearance, bring it in stamped, and then say, I'm so sorry. Can I be heard, like, briefly?
Yeah. And they did file
probably
an
gets
appearance.
roasted and they just chill.
Yeah. They did file an appearance, so they're good there. And again, I think that in my opinion, there are issues with notice. In my opinion, I don't think that they were properly noticed in Jan's original motion. They could be, who knows? But yeah, you're right, Patrick. She's making a totally separate argument here that doesn't have to do with responding to the U.S. trustees' objection or even the second lien holder's objection, which has now been withdrawn. It doesn't even, this is a totally different argument.
I don't even know what it's saying.
She's saying basically the first mortgage company hasn't even objected. So why not just give us the stay? Because the first mortgage company is the one most hindered by a stay extension. So if they're not even objecting, you should just give it to us.
I mean, that's a standing argument.
Yeah.
But that's not what they said. They just, made this accusation.
That's what I think she's saying, but I could be wrong.
No big deal. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, what it comes down to is, like, what's in the document that relates to a specific creditor that indicates this filing was made in bad faith. The DOJ's interest is the public interest, and then the creditor's interest is their first and second position. And if the second position reads the document and says, it seems like, they're going to try to really get out of doing this HELOC, then maybe they do have more standing than first position to object.
Fuck off, Sharon. I don't know what to tell you. Like, don't watch. Okay? I'm not in the mood for it. Sorry, but I'm just not. Okay. Anyway, I had a rant at the beginning of this that you guys missed out on, and I'm just... this is not something I do for money. I do it as a hobby. I do it when I can. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch. I can't help it.
Seriously.
Anyway, the absence of any objection from the creditors most directly and immediately affected by the stay is a relevant consideration in evaluating the good faith of this filing. The fuck it is? That has nothing to do with that. Oh my God. Okay.
Am I wrong? Not responsive. It's not responsive.
Okay. Debtor's good faith. It doesn't prove good faith, but anyway, debtor's good faith is further demonstrated by the record of actions taken simultaneously with this filing. On June 3rd. Wait, okay. Keep going, Tiff. The same day they filed the schedules motion and the stay motion, Debtors served a formal 7-section notice of error, request for information, and qualified written request on select portfolio servicing. That's the servicer on the first mortgage. She brought them up here too, but it doesn't matter. Pursuant to 12 CFR 1024 blah, documenting 6 I love people and their RESPA violations. They think it's a gotcha, and it's so not. Documenting 6 specific RESPA violations and demanding the partial payment deferral that is the precise resolution being sought in this reorganization.
I as soon as I heard CFR, I checked out. I was like, okay.
Explain why, Patrick.
Because anything you're going to litigate about the regulation needs to be done in what's the name of that dang court? It comes up all the time. It's like an Administrative Procedures Act. So this would be an improper venue for any discussion about the CFR. To the extent it is helpful, it's not even persuasive. It's a guide to how a lender should act. It is not a binding rule.
Yeah. A companion letter was transmitted simultaneously to U.S. Bank Trust Company as trustee at the note holder contact address SPS itself provided. Oh my God. Yeah.
Are they going to talk about these envelopes again?
Yeah.
Oh God.
CFPB complaint on file. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Oh, girl. I have CFPB complaints on file too. They don't mean anything. The same day.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I have to research something real quick.
The same day the UST filed her objection, SPS responded to that formal demand with a letter stating SPS is committed to home retention and offers many assistance options designed for customers who are experiencing temporary or permanent hardship. These options are offered at no cost to our customers and may include special payment arrangements, structured repayment plans, or loan modifications. Okay, I'm going to stop there. They're legally required to send you those notices. We had a foreclosure boom in the early 2000s that a lot of lenders, you've heard about robo-signing and homes that were foreclosed on in error, and it's a whole thing. And there were a lot of things that were put into place to avoid that disaster from happening again, or at least limit it. And a lot of that has to do with these options that are available. There are options available for people to retain their homes. You have to qualify for them. It is not a approval based on vibes, or we think you probably can afford this, so let's try it. It's not like that. There are still underwriting conditions that have to be followed, and you have to have affordability in any repayment agreement that you're going to come up with. You have to be able to afford it. And if the lender goes through and approves somebody for a plan that they can't afford, then they're on the hook, possibly, if the plan falls through, if it's outside of a bankruptcy court. So, yeah, I just, I don't know, whatever. I love you too, Sour Doreen. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I have issues too. I like I said, I don't beg anybody to watch. Don't watch if you don't want to watch. I love everybody here.
Now, Tiff, what year did those changes happen? You're saying, I think I missed the year.
They happened over time. Like, we had this foreclosure boom in the early 2000s where, a lot of loans were approved that shouldn't have been approved, and then values rose, and then all of a sudden we had these houses that were overvalued, and the bubble burst, right?
That was like the 06, 07 time frame.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
So depending on what state you were in, right? Yeah. It took a little while longer to get to the West Coast, but yes, it started occurring over here in 05, 06, 07.
I was on the West Coast.
Yeah.
What I remember is before that, there were a lot of mortgage products that lenders would offer.
Oh,
And
yeah.
after that,
Negative
so
AM.
I purchased a home in 2010,
Mm-hmm.
and the number of products had been significantly reduced.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No doc loans and stuff like that were not, not so much a thing anymore.
Okay.
And these negative equity loans and stuff like that, 40-year AMs and
Now these things that she's talking about in this paragraph, in this document, is this is it just like spam, or is it like legit, or what's
No,
the?
there are legitimate. So they're required to in certain timelines, right? Because with everything, there's timelines. There's certain timelines that have to be followed. You have to be notified, right? When you're in default, you have to be notified, after 30-day mark, 60-day mark, 90-day mark. And so they send out these consistent notices saying, hey, reach out, help may be available. It's always may be available, right? And that's what these letters are that they're receiving. They're receiving these notices that say, help, reach out to us because help may be available. It is not guaranteed. They do not have to approve you for any of these modification programs. But a lot of people are eligible. I mean, I saw loans where, some people would get like it done 3 and 4 times. They'd still end up in foreclosure because it didn't solve their problem. But they did get the opportunity to try. And that opportunity is there, again, if you qualify. The problem with Ron and Jan that they're always going to run into in a modification situation is that Sarah and Christian's income was used to qualify for this loan. If it is not being used to qualify for a modification, which it wouldn't be in this Chapter 11 situation, then it's not going to get approved because they don't make enough on their own to cover this mortgage. Your mortgage payment should not be 70% of your income, right?
So they'll have to get, Sarah and her husband will have to get added to the first mortgage?
They're already on it, so they'd have to get added to the modification. Yeah, they'd have to all agree to the modification. And some programs, because it's not owner occupied, they might not qualify for it. Like it's really complex because of the way they've set themselves up financially with having.
Which is exactly why the lender said, hey, this may be available to you, but then they look at it and they're like, this is way too complex. We can't help you.
And like Kate said, they're too far underwater, and they really are. It's too much.
It's it's also purposefully obtuse. Like, you know how many spam text messages I get? Like, oh, I'll lend you up to $50,000. Like,
yeah,
I don't assume that they're going to lend it to me without checking my credit first.
Yeah,
right.
I think they are overstating this when they say loan modification as an available option. As an available option sort of implies you're already approved or something, and you're just deciding whether you want to do it or not. Right? Like I could hire this contractor or that contractor. I have the money. I can hire either one. I have 2 options.
Right.
I don't know that they have confirmed options yet because they keep using the word may in this.
Yeah.
When I was getting close to paying off my car, I started getting all these letters from different dealerships being like, there's equity in your car. And one of them, it was like, and all of them are like, call us. And I was like, these are all bullshit. But then one of them I couldn't refuse. It was like, we will give you 200% of the value of your car. And I was like, okay, now I got to see if they're fucking with me. And I called, and how dumb the guy made me feel for believing it was ridiculous. But I was like, yeah, I have it in my hand right here. It says 200% of the value. And he's like, and what car is this? And I gave him the VIN, and he was just like, I think he hung up on me.
It was like the Minions. No.
But I was like, I had it in my hand, and honestly, in Contracts 101, like they teach you, like if you are at a restaurant and you see a picture of spaghetti and meatballs, and there's 3 meatballs on the picture, and then it comes out with 2, like, can you sue over that 1 meatball? And the answer is yes, because it is like not, it's deceptive.
Right. Yeah, I like that. I like that example.
But that's bedrock principle. That's not
Yeah.
that's common law. If we're not in
right. Now we're in La
17
La Land here.
I don't know why I was trying to answer this question in chat, but
Yeah, so the question is, do you run out of quality life years to qualify? How does an 80-year-old get a 30-year mortgage? So some people who have been around long enough know about the one lady that I reported for elder abuse, where her niece had taken a power of attorney and used it to get a mortgage on, and it was like an 80% mortgage on the house. This woman had her house paid off for like, I think she had it paid off since the 60s. She didn't have a mortgage on it. And she made very little, I'm sure, in Social Security, but her niece used a power of attorney to get a mortgage on it for like $140,000. And it was obviously within a year was in foreclosure. And it was one case that was so egregious that when I was researching it for work, I reported it as elder abuse, because that woman's judgment liens also miraculously got paid off when that mortgage was taken out. So the answer to the question, no. An 80-year-old absolutely can. First of all, it's discriminatory to deny them because there's always the house as security. So they don't necessarily look at how long you might have left to live, because they assume that if something does happen to you, that the loan will be taken care of, or that they will have an asset to seize if it's not.
What's a reverse mortgage?
A reverse mortgage is like a HELOC, where instead of taking out the full amount when you first take the loan out, you get payments made to you over time. And so like you take out a reverse mortgage and you get $1,500 a month payments made to you. You don't make payments on the mortgage while it's active. They pay you. And then at the end, when you pass away, you have to either sell the house or pay off the mortgage a different way. Like your family has to make sure, or your life insurance somehow that mortgage
it's like
has to get paid off.
It's like somebody's buying your house but paying you in installments.
Yeah, like a reverse HELOC. It's yeah.
And then
my
Tom
brain
Selleck
thinks of
gives you
a HELOC as like throwing a bucket of money at someone, and then a reverse mortgage is like drip dropping money on someone over time.
Yeah. That's very similar. Like that's a good explanation of it. And with a reverse mortgage, it only builds like, so let's say the mortgage amount is $300,000 and you've only, because you died, halfway through or whatever, you only took out $100,000. You only have to pay back what you've borrowed against it. But it does have to be paid off immediately, like immediately.
From the estate.
Yeah, upon death. So
they're both working on the assumption that there's equity in the home.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And the reverse mortgages are backed by the government in a different way than regular mortgages. So yeah, it's I don't know. That they also have some regulatory loopholes that I don't love, but if you need one, I can understand why you would get one.
I had to do some legal work in Australia, and it led me down a mortgage rabbit hole in Australia. And the way their mortgages work is they actually create a trust account, and they pay into the trust account their mortgage, but they're able to borrow back against it whenever they want.
Interesting.
Like, that is cool.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's so weird. I call that black holes of information, where I just don't even understand how things work anywhere else, because I can't wrap my brain around it in the moment. So yeah, anyway, she complained. Jan wrote a letter to the manager and complained. That's basically.
And just so we orient ourselves to what reality is, Queen Jennifer's objections were that it met all 5 of the factors for bad faith.
Yes.
Okay, so that was pending foreclosure, egregious behavior with the lies, used for delay, and something else.
The prior dismissal based on like they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
No change in circumstance.
Yes, and no change in circumstance. Yes.
They have not talked about any of those.
No, we're on to, granted, sorry guys, we're only on page 4, but yeah, So the property this is Bruce's favorite part, the property has been specifically adapted to accommodate the medical needs of debtor. Mr. Owens is 80 years old, has lived with Parkinson's disease for 25 years, carries a current stage 4 cancer diagnosis. That's convenient. And has serious heart disease, not regular heart disease, serious heart disease. Elizabeth Ann Naylor, age 69. Where are you, Schnitzel?
Why can't you
Is
just say CAD
Mr.
2,
Owens.
CAD 3, CAD 4? Like, it's not that big of a deal.
I know. Agreed. Is Mr. Owens' wife, no shit, and full-time caregiver, an adult daughter with autism and epilepsy, also resides at the property. Okay. The automatic stay preserves debtor's ability to pursue the reorganization process through which this home may be retained. Its termination would result in the foreclosure sale of a medically adapted residence currently occupied by a disabled elderly man who depends on it for his daily care. Again, go kick rocks. It happens every day. I'm sorry, but it's true. You can't just live free and never have consequences. This is, where's the legal argument? Where's the legal argument? I didn't see one. Oh, no, there isn't one. Oh, here we go. The applicable legal framework. I am not, last time I got sucked into looking up the sections and it really just didn't matter because, shoot.
There's a good question in the chat here, Tiff.
Oh, where is it?
Tony Marie.
Okay.
Oh, actually, it was, do we know what happens with the foreclosure process? It was Zoe, but Tony said, yeah, I'd like an accounting as to when the last epileptic seizure was. Yeah, serious. Actually, that's a great question too. And Zoe, about bankruptcy, Zoe said, do you know what the soonest turnaround time might be to restart the foreclosure process?
So if the stay is not extended, and it is lifted, then that would be on the 22nd. The lender could get right back into the timeline. I think it would take, like, I think they would schedule it out probably about 6 weeks. They would schedule out the new auction date just to make sure they follow to their timelines. Again, lenders are a little more conscientious about their timelines. Notice the timelines, although they can pick right back up because they already gave notice. So I do think that, I know that there was talk, I think there was a couple of websites that say July 28th is when it's scheduled for. I don't think that's official. I think that's just a placeholder because, again, I said there are a lot of hands in the pot usually with these default actions, and I think that's just a placeholder for when it could be rescheduled. And so that's the date. I do think if this stay is lifted, I think it will be rescheduled for that date, but it's not officially scheduled yet, in my opinion. So 6 weeks to answer the question, both long and short form, is about what I expect.
I have to go pretty soon for dinner, but do you want me to read some of this legal section?
Yes, please.
All right.
And it's super big because I'm blind today. Sorry.
Oh, it helps. It says Section 362C3A provides that when where a debtor has a prior case pending within the year preceding 1 year period that was dismissed, so they're Chapter 13, the automatic stay terminates with respect to the debtor on the third. Okay, so this is just the rule that we're all here to talk about. That they automatic. That's interesting. When does it usually lapse? If in normal.
I think it doesn't lapse until, like, I don't think it does. Like if you go through Chapter 13 and your plan is accepted, then it doesn't.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
So the same section permits the court to extend the stay upon notice and a hearing completed before the expiration of the 30-day period, upon a showing of clear and convincing evidence that the current case was filed in good faith as to the creditors to be stayed. The burden of proof rests with the debtors. Then they cite a case about it. Wow, if they're using Westlaw citations, then they have access to Westlaw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think they're using a better program.
They're using David's credentials, fuckers.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure we should tell Westlaw about that.
Ooh. Oh, do I need to keep going? Where am I? Sorry.
Yeah, we can go down to the next section.
Okay, sorry.
There's no other way to
Benefits.
get access to that, or what are you?
No, the Westlaw, like I have Bloomberg, and all my citations are like Bloomberg citations with the proper local citation in parentheses. But I don't know Westlaw citations, and it's funny too because some Westlaw has some cases that Lexis doesn't. So you could look up a case on Lexis using a Westlaw search and not find it.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, they're definitely using that platform.
Maybe they could have a subscription, right? There's no like
No,
anybody can do it, right?
I think you, like with Lexis, I know you have to have credentials.
You could also go to a law library, and use an online law library.
We do know Laura likes the law library.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. And, they did say they had a lawyer for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Maybe they got some info from them.
For $100.
Greg hacked the passwords and gave it to him.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's the better answer.
It seems, definitely seems interesting.
Yeah.
So the same section provides that a presumption of bad faith arises where there has not been a substantial change in the financial or personal affairs of the debtor. The presumption is rebuttable by clear and convincing evidence. In Van Dam, the most recent Ninth Circuit bankruptcy authority on this question, decided in 2025. Okay, so what is the question? Oh, whether bad faith arises. The court identified the applicable good faith factors, whether the debtor these are all things that Princess Jennifer talked about, Queen Jennifer. Whether egregious behavior was present.
Yeah.
Each factor is addressed below, and you can scroll down.
Sorry.
In Reswick, cited by the UST, stands for the proposition that a repeat filer whose purpose is solely to invoke the automatic stay to forestall legitimate creditor remedies does not demonstrate good faith, which she did. Reswick is distinguishable on its facts in every material respect. Oh, go on. In Resnick, the debtor had no realistic prospect of reorganization and no income adequate to service the debt. Tiff, what do you have to say about them and their realistic prospect of reorganization?
It's not realistic. 70% debt to income. Come on, just for the first mortgage. Sorry, that's both mortgages. 60% for just the first. That's not, and that doesn't include the back amount. That's just the actual mortgage payment. That's not realistic. You can't afford the house, let the fucking house go.
So they're saying, we make $21,000, and it's in money we'll never not get. And then she's saying, even Ron's pension alone is more than our monthly mortgage. And then you can scroll down.
Yeah.
That is wild. Their mortgage is $12,000. I'm over here working 3 jobs to be able to afford a tenth of that. A plan providing for cure and reinstatement under 11 USC 1124-2, a right the first lien holder cannot block upon plan confirmation, is arithmetically feasible on these numbers without any modification whatsoever.
Oh, honey, no. It's not, though.
But they don't explain what the plan is, right? It just says a plan. What does she mean, a plan?
Right. And I think they can block a plan confirmation.
Oh, here's Bruce's favorite thing. Words without a lot of actual meaning. Arithmetically feasible.
Yes.
Not a lot of information there.
No.
You know what else is? The speed of light. I think wormholes, black holes now are real. What else is time travel? I think I said. Anyways, the UST argues in her conclusion that secured debt against the property exceeds 1.9 million against a property value of 1.5, and that this renders the case administratively futile. This argument misapprehends the legal standard. Go on. Cure and reinstatement under the bankruptcy code does not require that a property have equity. Oh, that's not what she said. Wait, go back up so I can see what she said. So Queen Jennifer said that it's administratively futile because the debt is more than the house is underwater. So why, Tiff, would it be administratively futile?
I don't think that they have time to get it to value, right? Like, I think that their plan couldn't last long enough to get it to value, to get it to equal. I don't know. I honestly, that's the only thing I can think of. I'd have to look at, I can look at her argument real
They
quick.
have to find a way to pay back $400,000
Mm-hmm.
over, let's say, 2 years,
Right.
with their monthly income
That
on
doesn't,
top.
right,
So
on
then
top of
they're-
their expenses and everything else. Right.
Okay, so we can do the math on that. So it's their mortgage is what they said, 12,000.
12,400, I want to say.
Okay, and they want to pay back 400,000 over, we'll say, a year. So that's $33,000 a month. Plus, what's their mortgage? 12,439.
Yeah.
So monthly under the plan for their mortgage, they'd be paying $45,000 a month, but their income monthly is half that. So
Yeah.
I don't know, is 12 months for a Title 11 plan ridiculous? Like, how long are they usually?
I think they can last a long time, to be honest. I think they can go longer than
Okay. So
13
400,000
even.
13 years.
Right.
Is it 13
Okay.
years or months?
It would be years, right?
Okay, so 13.
Oh, no, 13. Sorry. What I was saying is on a 13, the most you can go is 5 years. I don't know that it has the same restrictions.
Okay, so 60 months.
time.
So then it would be 400,000 divided by 60 months. So that's 6,000 plus the 12,439. So they'd be paying 19,105 a month, and they take in 21. So just in their mortgage, they would be paying, so minus 21083, they would have $1,977 left after paying their mortgage.
So hold on a minute here. She's making the wrong argument. So the motion, the objection where Reswick is mentioned has to do with the short time frame of a prior dismissal without a change. Hold on. As explained in Reswick, the bankruptcy section reflects Congress's considered judgment that debtors who file repeat cases within a short time of a prior dismissal should not automatically receive the benefit of the stay, and that the burden should fall on such debtors to demonstrate by clear and convincing evidence that their renewed filing reflects a genuine change in circumstances and a good faith intent to reorganize. So she's arguing a different thing here, right?
She's responding to. So
I feel like she's not.
And what does Resnick say?
Reswick is talking about repetitive filings, like back-to-back filings, basically, without a change in circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
But is Jan arguing that the circumstances did change?
Well, she's just saying that Reswick stands for the proposition of there's bad faith when there's no realistic prospect of reorganization. She's saying we have a realistic prospect and no income. So maybe in Reswick, he literally had zero income.
It could be just because that's the part she pointed out in Reswick doesn't mean, okay, yeah, I follow. Okay. All right. Where do we go? Okay. So then we go into, I guess I thought she was making the equity argument in relation to Reswick, but she's not. Okay. Does not require property have equity. Okay. Sorry. So we can go back to that part.
Okay. Under the bankruptcy code, does not require that a property have equity. It requires only that the debtor have the income to service the monthly contractual payment and to cure arrears on a schedule the plan prescribes. That's right, like a plan. Debtor's documented monthly income of $21,000 satisfies that standard. Really? It satisfies the standard of monthly contractual payments, every single arrearage you have?
No.
It says cure arrears on a schedule.
Right.
So that implies more than one creditor. You have how many credit cards? Where is your your contract with each? First of all, she has to make that offer, which is why you need a lawyer for this. You have to enter into binding agreements with your creditors saying, I will do this on these dates. The relationship between the property value and the total outstanding debt is a consideration for the plan confirmation and lien treatment, not a threshold barrier to the stay extension that Congress created to preserve the reorganization process. I have to break that down. The relationship between the property value and the total outstanding debt, so how much their place is worth and their total outstanding debt on what is a consideration. Oh, so they're saying it's a consideration what the property value is versus the outstanding debt. Right. And that consideration is you're underwater for a plan confirmation and lien treatment. Right. So if the court sees that they can consider it's underwater.
Right.
Not that repayment is feasible.
Right. So if it's not, then why are we extending the stay? If it's not feasible,
consider it for confirmation. Right. Okay. Yeah. And lien treatment. I don't even know what lien treatment means.
I don't know what that means.
Threshold barrier to the stay extension. Not a threshold barrier. So they're talking about the automatic stay created to preserve the reorganization process. But you're asking for an extension from that process. But you're using the word extension here, but you're not using it in the correct legal way. You're just using it in the layman's way. Yeah. Title II of the ADA prohibits public entities, including federal courts, from excluding qualified individuals with disabilities. See, the model knows it can be confident here. It gets spicy. From participating in or benefiting from their programs, services, or activities. This court is required to make reasonable modifications to its rules and procedures to avoid such exclusion. No one argued this. This is actually skippable, but
yeah, I honestly, I really can skip this because it really, it bothers me. The argument bothers me a lot.
No one argued this.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. Okay. Okay. She goes into a different, presumption. And okay, so I think we can start back here.
My rice just popped, so I'll be right back.
Okay. So the bankruptcy code presumption of bad faith is rebutted here by clear and convincing evidence of both changed legal circumstances and documented attorney failure. The relevant change is not limited to income, which has always been sufficient to fund a confirmable plan, as documented benefit letters confirm, and as Alliance's own objection concedes, which is wrong, but anyway. But
how did they document attorney failure? I thought they just said they had an attorney, but the attorney couldn't finish something.
Right. Both attorneys couldn't finish something. It's never their fault. It's always somebody else's fault, and it's always documented. It's documented, Bruce. She wrote a letter about it, so it's documented.
But they didn't say how.
I know.
They didn't say how the attorney failed.
No. We don't even know who they are.
They just said they either quit or were fired, right? I guess. How's that work?
Yeah. I don't think they were ever hired, to be honest.
You think it was like a consultancy?
Yeah, I do think it was a consultation. Yeah. And it was probably definitely not a Chapter 11 consultation.
And then after the consult, they were like, we're not going to take this case.
Screw Ran and John. Thank you very much for that throwback, because I did call them Ran and John, and then I couldn't uncall them that. So yeah, this is also funny to me. The relevant change is not limited to income, which has always been sufficient to fund a confirmable plan. Per who? as documented benefit letters confirm, and as Alliance, like, just because it documented, okay, just because you have documentation proving that you make what you say you make does not mean that you can afford this house. But anywho, and as Alliance's own objection concedes, but extends the legal framework now available to address the mortgage dispute. Chapter 11 provides 3 specific tools that were unavailable or structurally inaccessible in the prior Chapter 13. I would have to dig into more of that as to why they weren't. I think it's true. I think that the plan she keeps calling out, this mortgage modification.
Oh no, she argued this again?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're gonna get.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not gonna be a good day in court for them.
No.
This is basically
why?
admitting to bankruptcy fraud right here.
Wait,
Mhm.
why? Walk
If
us
it's
through
what
it.
I think it is, they're going to say that Chapter 11 allows them more like loopholes and loosey-gooseys than Chapter 13, and that's what they need. I haven't read this, but that is called evasion of law.
She's also wrong about it, but
Wait, they're arguing 11's more flexible than 13?
on a mortgage modification thing, yes, I guess.
And
But
is that true? How's this fraud? I'm not following it.
it is not fraud outright. There's more facts that are needed to prove that it's fraud, but it is serious indicia that this was filed in bad faith, as the other law firm, the mortgage company, said. So the fact that they brought this back up and then argued about this is not good.
Well, and also, like, in her one filing, I don't remember which one it was, she stated that I think it was the actual emergency motion for the stay, or the stay extension. She stated that they have no intention of continuing without an attorney. And to me, that was like a dangerous admission. Because why'd you file if you have no intention of continuing without, like, you filed without an attorney, and if you don't intend to continue, regardless of whether you get an attorney, it feels like you did it just to avoid the stay.
It's so
Well, I
funny
mean,
Or
you were
to avoid
thinking
the
that.
foreclosure.
If the wheels of the bankruptcy process proceed and you still haven't found an attorney, you're just in trouble because you will miss all these. You're just basically admitting, I'm prepared to miss all these deadlines.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I
not,
know.
that's
right?
not good, but is it a crime or something? Like,
I don't know. She
really
said
not
they have no
good.
intention on proceeding without an attorney. It was like
Yeah.
it was a crazy thing to admit, in my opinion. But anyway,
See, that would go to. I mean, that wouldn't be like obvious fraud, but it would bring up the question for me in terms of, like, if I was a prosecutor, at some point during your Chapter 13 proceedings, did you, like, formulate the opinion that Chapter 11 would be easier for you? Like,
right.
if so, like, why didn't you file for a dismissal?
And if and they'll go into their Chapter 13 attorney not doing the things they wanted them to do, but then they didn't make their payment. So anyway, so first, Chapter 11 permits debtors to propose a plan directly without the conduit payment structure through which Chapter 13 trustee administered mortgage payments, a structure that created administrative vulnerability when plan payments fell into arrears during the period prior. Bankruptcy counsel substituted a private negotiation track for the MMM, which is the mortgage modification. I can't remember the third word every time for some reason. Motion. Debtors had expressly requested in writing. Mortgage modification mediation. Thank you, God. I don't know why that word keeps skipping. That debtors had expressly requested in writing. Second, Chapter 11 provides access to the court's mortgage modification mediation program in a framework where SPS must participate in a documented court-supervised evaluation, a mechanism prior bankruptcy counsel declined to invoke in writing on September 25th, 2025, characterizing it as probably a waste of time and energy and money, and substituting instead an unstructured private negotiation that SPS was free to abandon without consequence. Well, spoiler alert, Jan, they don't have to give you a modification just because you're in 11. But anyway. Third, chapter 11, this is my favorite part, actually, because of how wrong she is. Third, chapter 11 provides the right to cure and reinstate the mortgage on its original contractual terms under 11 USC 1124-2 upon plan confirmation. A statutory right that SBS cannot defeat regardless of its loss mitigation position. I don't think you're right about that. I think you're really wrong about that. The lender, you can't, I don't think any court can force a lender to agree to a plan.
I mean, the lender is the primary person obtaining benefit from a bankruptcy, right? Effectively.
They should be, because they should be getting their money in full. The mortgage lender. Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't order someone to adhere to a plan, can you?
I don't think you can. I could be wrong, but I don't think you can.
Interesting question.
Yeah. I based on what I know about it, you cannot force it.
Because if the government says, hey, we've facilitated a plan, and the person who's owed money, the debtor, doesn't like it, like, what if now they're
right,
they're as bad or worse than when they started. So
right.
Sure, you can appeal.
And their plan has to be affordable. And in this income statement that they've made, there is no affordability. In that, just using the base principal and interest and taxes and insurance, the PITI we call it. If you just use those for things and just that, the bare bones of the mortgage, the first mortgage payment only, they're still at 60%. And that's just not affordable. Anyway. Okay. The change from chapter 13 to chapter 11 is not a repetition of failed strategy. Kind of feels like it is. It is direct and considered response. It is a direct and considered response to the specific structural failures of the prior case. Failures attributed to prior bankruptcy counsel's documented decisions and inaction, not the debtors. Oh, okay. So did you pay him your payments and he didn't forward them to the trustee? Because that is a hell of an accusation, if it's true. You didn't pay any of your plan payments except for the first one. So how's that your bankruptcy attorney's fault? Courts it's the most protected way to make your mortgage payment in a situation where you're in default. Because lenders typically, once you're in default, they want all of it versus some of it. Before they file for foreclosure action, they have to take some of it, but I'm just saying they typically want it all. So you're kind of in this protected bubble where you can just make your payment and they can't come after you while you're just making your regular payment, right? So there's no harm to making your payment, regardless of some weird, mysterious track that you say that they're on to negotiate, because they're never going to get to a point where they agree to forgive anything, any portion of what's owed, right? They're just going to extend it out over time. Anyway.
It's almost like they didn't intend to pay it back.
Almost.
On that note, though, actually, before I go, was there any burning legal questions that you guys had?
Yeah, I gotta go too.
Oh, okay. Well,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're kind of running late, but yeah, I don't know. We can probably pick this up another day if you guys want to.
Jennifer, I'll be all over it for Jennifer. You should have bacon too.
Patrick,
Yeah.
are there things you're looking out for as this case progresses? Are there things you're keeping your eyes open for that you find interesting, or are you just looking at everything?
Seeing that this reply came in makes me less interested, because it means they're just going nuts. I want information, not like fluff. But so in that vein, I would love the audio recording or a Zoom meeting. So even though it costs more to refresh a bankruptcy docket on my system than any other type of docket for no reason.
I know.
Sam refreshed it today for video conference information. And the judge will be issuing some orders, but I'm not interested in any of the upcoming orders from the judge. Everything's going to get dealt with tomorrow. I don't even know why they bothered filing this reply. Like, it doesn't give a reasonable, it shows unreasonable litigation strategy, so it's not sanctionable, but it's not a good first impression.
No, I agree with that. I love that. I love that take. I agree. We should get the audio. So like it'll come out in a document and it'll be a file attached, and we'll hopefully get to listen to it. So that'll be interesting, I think.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see what the judge says. It'll probably just be like a poorly written minute order. But I think, we'll get a really good sense if the judge is headed towards dismissal or headed towards giving them more time to get their shit together, which is what I think they'll do. And then, they'll ultimately step on a rake there. Or least likely he'll dismiss it outright.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw though, real quick, that Jennifer, she's actually on vacation this week, but she filed to do a Zoom appearance because she said she has extensive knowledge of this case and wants to appear even though she's on vacation.
I've considered writing a letter to the U.S. Attorney Trustee just thanking them for her government service.
For real. It seriously, as a citizen, very much appreciated. And again, I say queen and all due respect, because it's incredibly impressive to see this happen. It is like a lot of times
workers are in some of the most precarious situations imaginable right now. So having people do the right thing is so good.
In my whole career, I just watch financial stuff go to the wayside and nobody really gives a shit about it. And to see stuff get called out makes me super, super happy. So yeah.
How do we always end on this cheery note?
Right.
Did you see my shirt that I AI made from Good Luck Shop?
Oh no.
Oh, we got stuff about Good Luck Shop in here too. But
I could see it in the. Oh, is it the thing with all the
slogans?
Oh yeah.
Can you put me full screen?
I see it.
Can you put me full screen?
Can we make you bigger?
Oh my God, so many platitudes. Oh, you put them in jail. Oh no, jail platitudes.
My favorite is your future self is proud of you in jail.
No.
Own your story in jail.
This is rough.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I can't.
Everything happens for a reason in jail. Tiff, if you put this on your merch shop, I cannot tell you how quickly I would buy it.
Everything is figure-outable in jail.
In jail. Favorite one. Everything's
I hereby grant you the copyright to this work. You may have it.
I dig it. Oh, that makes me so happy. I don't know how to go back. Oh, there we go.
I mean, seeing the original shirt with all the platitudes kind of makes the writing in this filing.
I need that image.
Like, it's just a lot of platitudes.
It is.
Anyway.
It's yeah. Gross.
Well, we'll leave you to it, Tiff.
All right, guys. I will be a little better about letting you know, and we'll get something together soon.
Always happy to join you.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye
everyone on chat.
Okay, real quick. I want to get to at least the end of this page. Or did we get there? Yeah. Okay. The change from chapter 13. Oh yeah, not the debtors. That's where I left off. Courts in the Ninth Circuit have recognized that where a prior dismissal results from an attorney error or abandonment rather than debtor misconduct, the presumption is rebutted. The bad faith presumption, I guess. The written record here squarely represents that circumstance. Okay. I just yeah, I'm sure she's well aware of the GoFundMe. I believe she is. I just do. I don't think it needed to be brought up yet in her last filing. Oh yes. Bye guys. But the wow, see, the guys leave and my brain leaves with them. I think the GoFundMe is a problem that they'll need to address. I want to just really quickly talk about the rest of this and then we'll be done. The pending schedules motion explains and addresses every discrepancy the UST identifies. Does it? Spoiler alert, I don't think it does. The threshold issue the UST raises that debtors' schedules contain material discrepancies from the Chapter 13 schedules is not a good faith issue. Bold move. Bold move, Cotton. It is a skeleton filing issue. Okay. And the emergency circumstances that produce that skeleton filing are specific. The attorney who had been working with the debtors, mysterious attorney who had been working with the debtors to prepare this filing and was scheduled to file it the morning. Oh, she said this already. That morning, informed them on May 22nd, a Friday. Yeah, we talked about this. 4 days before a Tuesday foreclosure sale with Monday a court holiday that he was unable to proceed. Yeah, because you didn't pay him. The debtors had no choice but to file the petition themselves that morning without counsel, without time to prepare complete and accurate schedules, and without the guidance that would have produced them. The debtors disclosed the circumstance to the court in their schedules motion, filed June 3rd, 8 days before the UST filed her objection. They say 8 days before that a lot of times, and it's annoying. Every discrepancy identified results from those emergency circumstances, not from any intent to misrepresent. What about the... I just disagree. What about... Okay. Subject to the court's approval of the pending schedules motion, complete, fully accurate, and verified amended schedules will be filed by June 26, correcting every discrepancy the UST has identified. The property ownership structure, accurately reflecting the joint tenancy with right of survivorship held by all 4 title holders. So you did lie on your Chapter 11 petition. The unsecured debt included in full consistent with the Chapter 13 disclosure. All business entity ownership interests. This part's going to make your heads blow up. And EINs, including Good Luck Shop LLC, a New Mexico entity formed in November 2024 that never became operational and has 0 value. Really? I have a screenshot that proves otherwise. Pretty sure the website still works. Isn't it Shop Good Luck? Isn't that what it is? Shop Good Luck. Shopgoodluck.com. Yep. I see it. I don't, interesting. I don't know. It's weird, Jan. It never became operational and has 0 value. Why is the website still active? And why was it active if it was never operational? All business income disclosures on the Statement of Financial Affairs is accurately reflecting Quartet Farms income for all applicable periods. Oh, as opposed to the Chapter 13 filing. All household expenses, including payments made on behalf of Laura Owens, disclosed on Schedule J and SOFA Item 8. SOFA is the Statement of Financial Affairs. And Elizabeth Naylor's former name, Jan Black. It's not a former name, but okay. The amended schedules will be verified under penalty of perjury and will reflect the complete and accurate financial picture of this estate. Ma'am, they were already supposed to reflect the complete and accurate financial picture of this estate. Tony, it's on the Padlet. There is a link to the financial Padlet from All the Best Research. There's a link in the channel description. I always include a link to the financial Padlet in the description. I also include the Volo link and I don't know, other links. I can't remember right this moment. So, hold on. Where'd it go? I was going to say something. Let's look at the SOFA affidavit. When did they file? March 20 or May 22nd, right? Where's their? Was it this? Hold on. Item 8. Okay, wait. Did she really not schedule J? Okay, let's go to it. Schedule J. Where's Schedule J? Hold on, we're going to find it. Oh, come on. Schedule J, your expenses, item 8. Okay, guys. Am I crazy? Okay, let's just go here for a second. As disclosed on Schedule J and SOFA item 8. Okay, maybe item 8 is not Schedule J. Where the frick is the SOFA? Hold on. Here we go. Item 8. Let's go to this. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're just going to go back to this for 1 second. Ready? Right here. As disclosed on Schedule J and SOFA item 8. Okay. Okay. We all agree it says that, right? Okay. Now, let's go to we're on Statement of Financial Affairs. Okay. SOFA 5, 6, 7, 8. Within 1 year before you filed bankruptcy, did anybody else file bankruptcy? Did you make any payments or transfer any other property on account of a debt that benefited an insider? No. Okay. So that's SOFA. Now let's go to Schedule J. Schedule J, your expenses. Item 8. Child care and children's education costs. No. We all know what she's talking about, right? She's talking about this right here. Item 21, not 8. In-home care assistance. I'm assuming that's what she's talking about. Oh. Oh, okay. So, Lauren, would you like to see? I'm going to wait. I'm going to let the person who won post the photo. However, the poolside photo, was auctioned off in the Megastream fundraiser. And IB0093 was the winner at $60. And I mailed her a signed poolside photo today from me to IB. I sold the damn photo. I sold it. I sold it. I got Mike $60. So there. Somebody paid. IB, I love you. I'm so thankful. But I still cannot believe somebody paid for that photo. It's out there now. It's on a live stream. It was up on the screen. Oh, God. So, yeah. That is not line 8, item 8. That. I gotta go with my glasses and I'm gonna break them. Oh, checkmate. actually think that it did earn more money because of Lauren's shenanigans. So I thank her for that. Oh, we could have a stream where I just sell it to a bunch of people, but I won't. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, this fucking document. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Stop screen. I know there's a better way to do this, and I know I say that every time, but I still can't quite figure it out. Where to go? Here we go. Yes. Take a poolside photo. You got to wear the cap and the goggles, okay? Because not the same if you don't. With your 50-year-old cleavage, 51-year-old cleavage. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, and it says, and Elizabeth Ann Naylor's former name, Jan Black. The amended schedules will be verified under penalty of perjury and will reflect the complete and accurate. Oh, I already yelled about that. Yeah, I couldn't do the lipstick kiss because number one, I don't wear makeup anymore, so I would have had to actually buy lipstick just to do it. And I couldn't figure out how because I don't wear lipstick. Maybe it's possible, but I couldn't figure out how to do it without making it smudge. So, yeah. I can. Oh, hold on. I can put. Wait. I can put that. Now that everybody. Where'd it go? Oh, I thought. Hold on. I had a QR code. Oh, there it goes. I'll put it back up. There's our QR code for Mike's GoFundMe if you guys want to donate. Okay, a discrepancy between the Chapter 13 schedules and an acknowledged emergency skeleton filing that debtors disclosed to the court before the objection was filed is not a misrepresentation. Oh my God, Jan, that's exactly what the fuck it is. What the hell? It is an expected consequence of filing under extreme time pressure without counsel, which is precisely why whatever authorizes extensions of time to file complete schedules, and why debtors filed the schedules motion 8 days. Here we go with the 8 days. 8 days is our new motion 26, Rule 26, before the UST filed her objection. Denying the stay extension does not cure the schedule deficiencies. No, it's not supposed to. It forecloses the home before they can be corrected. You should have filed them properly in the first place. Extending the stay allows the reorganization to proceed and amended schedules to be filed on June 26th as committed, and the court and all parties to evaluate this case on a complete and accurate record. Oh my God. I just can't. Here's the funny thing. If I am listening to any given thing that I have learned on, like if I'm listening to it, I can sing it all day long. For whatever reason, my brain freezes when I need to sing something cold, and I cannot. But I can sing along every single lyric when the song is being played. So I don't sing. Poor Tiff's itchy brain. My God, is that right? Like, ugh. New ringtone, Tiff saying, what the fuck, Jan? The UST argues that income figures in the current and prior schedule reflect a financial position that has deteriorated rather than improved. Those figures do not accurately reflect the debtor's actual financial capacity. The skeleton Schedule J was filed on an emergency basis without counsel and incompletely disclosed income. It is an acknowledged skeleton filing, not a final statement of financial condition. The amended schedules will correctly reflect an actual monthly income of approximately $21,083 per month. That figure, not the skeleton filing artifact of Oh my God. Their chat GPT is giving up on them even. 40685 is the relevant measure of feasibility. This is what you said. This is what you said. This is what you said. And actually, I think your argument was that it's more now, right? Isn't that what the argument was? That they make somehow $250 more a month? I feel like that was the argument. Am I wrong about that? Hold on. Where'd it go? I know we saw it somewhere. Schedules and statements. Yeah, $21,333, which is exactly $250 more than $21,083. And also, debtor's actual documented monthly income consists of 2 lifetime, blah, blah, blah. I can't. All 4 income streams are fully verifiable by benefit letters on file with the respective plan administrators. Okay. You didn't get COLA increases this year? That's still bugging me. Surviving spouse, blah, blah, blah. Like they don't, that's not a factor anyway, idiot. Okay. Since the filing of this case, debtors have not resumed post-petition mortgage payments to SPS. On May 27th, 5 days after the filing, which really wasn't 5 days after, it was like 2 days after, because we're talking business days here, idiot. SPS mailed a written communication to debtors stating our records indicate that your obligation has been discharged under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code. Okay, again, paperwork error. Statement was factually and legally incorrect. Yeah, okay. A discharge of mortgage would, whatever, really be the correct thing. Discharge in Chapter 11 occurs only after plan confirmation and completion. Oh my God. Okay. I can't anymore. The UST cannot credibly characterize the absence of post-petition payments as evidence of bad faith, and when SPS, the foreclosing servicer, responded to debtors in writing that the obligation had already been discharged. You stupid shit. She said that you didn't make any payments after your 13 was dismissed. You stopped making Chapter 13 payments, plan payments, in October. You made September payment and then stopped. And then after your bankruptcy was dismissed, you didn't make any additional payments. Okay? That's what she was talking about, fools. Okay. I can't anymore. So I'm going to answer questions that aren't dumb. Because Bronco Fett 1977 says, I have a question that might sound dumb, so I apologize in advance. How many chapters of bankruptcy are there, and how many of these can the Owens family go through? I don't know the exact answer to how many. I think there's 7, 11. I mean, like, I think there's several. 7, 11, 12, 13. Those ones I know of. But I do think there are others, and I don't know what they mean. But it's like asking me how many tax codes are there, right? Like, there's probably a lot, but do all of them apply a lot? No. So it's not a dumb question because I don't have a smart answer for it. But they are out of options at this point. Like, they can't file any other kind, in my opinion. Zoe says not as many chapters as Lord of the Rings. Agreed. Oh God. Yeah, she really thinks she's going to one-up Jennifer. No thanks, MK says, yeah. Oh, thank you, Jen. Jen always has the answers. Receipt queen. The U.S. courts list these as bankruptcy chapters. 7, 9, 9. That's the one I was forgetting. 11, 12, 13, and 15. Ooh, what's 15? Chapter 15. Bankruptcy. Okay. Oh, it's for foreign debtors and trustees to access U.S. courts in cross-border insolvency cases. Okay. So like international. That's cool. That was a good question. 23? Let's look. K-Dub says there's a 23. There is no 23, it says. Well, it might be because I typed it wrong. It says no to 23. Okay. I'll answer any more questions if people have questions they want to throw in here. I can't, like, this is where I get so far into one of her filings, and it's let's just read this part. The reorganization purpose is genuine. I'll let some questions build up. Is genuine, concrete, and feasible. Trifecta. The Chapter 11 was filed to accomplish what the Chapter 13 could not accomplish because prior bankruptcy counsel declined to invoke the available mechanism. The reorganization purpose is not theoretical. It is specific, documented, arithmetically supportable, not supportable, not feasible, supportable, and sworn under penalty of perjury. Yeah. The whole thing is under, like, okay. So, Bronco Fett says, so they're not going to be able to file any more bankruptcy chapters. No, in my opinion, no. Yeah, nonsensical. Oh, so Miss Wing says, remind me, what is the purpose of tomorrow's call? Tomorrow's hearing is an emergency hearing on the motions that we're talking about tonight. So, the automatic stay is scheduled to be lifted on June 22nd. Ron and Jan have requested that the court order the stay to be extended. So the U.S. Trustee's Office has objected to that request, and tomorrow there will be a hearing to make the arguments about whether or not the request should proceed or not. And it'll be interesting watching these dumb motherfuckers try to make a legal argument to that effect, but we'll have to listen to it afterwards. So it says by available mechanism, they mean paying for legal services, right? And or paying for their chapter plan payments. Okay. First, debtors intend to seek referral of the first mortgage to this court's mortgage modification mediation program. This is funny to me. The MMM program creates a structured court-supervised framework in which SBS would be required to participate in a documented evaluation of the modification options. Its own written correspondence repeatedly describes as available in this account. Yeah, they say that to everybody. It's just like when you get a credit card and it says you may be approved, right? It's the same thing, honey. And the court isn't going to do what you think it is. But go ahead with that. The lender will still be in control of what happens. It's just that the portal will be available to you. Okay. Oh. Thanks for hanging as long as you did, Jupiter James. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate everybody very much. And at this point, I'm trailing off, but we'll wrap it up soon. Yeah. No thanks in case. It's so embarrassing that she keeps pushing this. It's her rule 26. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So Minnie T says, I wonder how soon Queen Jennifer gets a bar complaint against her. It may already even be in place. I don't think that the U.S. Trustee's office gets fazed by that very much. I just don't think they do. I think that they're probably pretty thick-skinned when it comes to that kind of stuff. So Tony asked, can we log in tomorrow? No. We have been told that it is not for public listening in real time, but that a audio file of the hearing will be available afterwards. We don't know how quickly afterwards, hopefully very soon, but yeah, we'll get to hear that. We'll get to hear it afterwards, and then that'll be interesting. Okay, so let's just finish this part. Prior Bankruptcy Council refused to file the MMM motion in writing on September 25th, characterizing it as, oh, she repeats this part. Oh my God. Okay, anyway, this is repetitive. We already read this part. God, Jan. Second, the debtors they also intend to hire an attorney. They intend to propose a plan of reorganization, providing for cure and reinstatement of the first mortgage in its original contractual terms. A plan that provides for the cure of any default and reinstatement of the maturity of a claim renders that claim unimpaired. And an unimpaired creditor cannot object to confirmation on the basis of the plan's treatment of a claim. Watch it. Watch it happen. This right is not contingent on SPS's agreement. It is. It's a statutory right that cannot be defeated by the lien holder upon plan confirmation. Oh, honey. Debtor's documented income is sufficient to fund a confirmable plan under these terms. Mm-hmm. Oh, RESPA notice of error has demanded the SPS identify the specific governing provision it has cited for over a year as a basis for its refusals. What? A companion letter to U.S. Bank as note holder makes the same demand. Well, it's because it's the same fucking, oh my God, it's like saying a married couple. It's the same thing. SPS has never produced that provision. Until it does, there is no documented basis for refusal. RESPA doesn't work the way you think it does, sweetie. The deferral it has described as available in its own written letters. Reorganization process is appropriate forum to compel that answer. Don't think it is. The reorganization also serves purposes beyond the first mortgage dispute, as debtors stated in their sworn joint declaration filed in the stay motion. We filed our case to reorganize our financial affairs, addressed our unsecured obligations through a plan. No, you didn't. Your secured creditors weren't even made whole in that plan. And pursue a mortgage modification through the court's MMM program. The current Chapter 11 was filed for the same purpose. The stay motion requests extension of the automatic stay as to all creditors, not merely as to the foreclosing lender, because this reorganization is designed to address all creditors of this estate through a confirmed plan, secured and unsecured alike. A filing that seeks, I don't think you even know what your fucking AI just said. A filing that seeks to treat all creditors through court-supervised plan is not a filing designed solely to obstruct a foreclosure. It is a filing designed to reorganize. Yeah, I don't think you realize what you just said. Hold on. I want to see one thing that I haven't answered for myself. Plan. One second. Okay. Oh, so it's not longer. See, you guys, I'm wrong. Chapter 11 is a shorter amount of time. I did not know that. Yikes. You're good. You guys are in worse shape than I thought. Yeah, the thing is, there are some, just like with so for example, in Laura's case, if the 2004 exam had taken place, we would not have been able to listen in real time because sensitive information can be revealed. So we have to wait. That's just how it goes sometimes, because sensitive information is sometimes revealed. I do think Laura had a hand in it. NET says Laura probably wrote this. She does think she's the best lawyer on earth. My God, does she? Ugh. Yeah, their Chapter 13 plan didn't even account to pay back the second mortgage holder. Like, it was going to strip the second lien. So this is wild to me. Okay. They want the stay to last for the duration of the case. That's kind of where my brain said I can't do it anymore. The good faith showing in the stay motion remains unrebutted. Does it? Okay. I'm done listening to this idiot talk on paper. And my husband's home. So there. Okay, guys. Oh, sorry. I guess I was ranting on my own there. It said 6 to 24 months. A very short timeline. So that's crazy. And again, makes things a lot more serious for them than I thought. Thank you guys for chiming in. I appreciate you being here, and I super appreciate my guests that I had tonight, and I will work on scheduling another stream as soon as possible. Oh, yeah, Mr. Big Dog. Mr. Big Dog is home. Oh, and Lauren is starting a stream on the TEDx, which I do want to watch. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jen, for everything. All the best. Research is amazing, and everybody needs to. Curious that she doesn't say anything about the untangling of the businesses from her personal finances, right? Oh my God, it's just so sweet. It's so crazy. Thank you all. Thank you so much. I don't know how many people were here, but I think it was a lot, and I appreciate that. And I will see you guys again soon. Have a good one. I gotta end the stream. I always forget to do that part. Bye. Get a library card.